Please be seated. I feel like I'm 12 feet tall. And guess what? I think for the first time in my life, I probably am. Okay, students, families, trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and distinguished guests. We are delighted that you have joined us on this momentous occasion in celebration of the class of 2021. You have likely noticed that we had to make some changes to commencement this year to ensure the safety, proper physical distancing of everyone in attendance in person today. This year, we are hosting 2 on-campus commencement ceremonies, both being live-streamed for graduates and their families and friends who are not able to be on campus with us at this time. On behalf of Trinity College, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome you all in person and virtually. Another change you will notice this year is that we were not able to host an in-person parent senior tribute gift reception. As you lined up before the start of the ceremony, you will probably see that there is a brick over there with your name on it. Those inscribed bricks, along with your experiences here, will honor the mark you have made on Trinity as students and represent the success you will experience in the world and the responsibility you have as alumni. We could not leave this special tradition, which started in 2018, out of our celebration today. So we have a short video to share with you. Please pay attention to the screens.
You know, it's crazy to realize that that brick is gonna stay there forever. You know, this college has been here for almost 200 years, and now I get to be a part of that history.
I think just having your name on the long walk is just a good way to represent all the hard work we put in these 4 years.
I think that's big. I feel like 10 years from now, if I bring my kids here, they'll get to see that, and if they go here, they probably have their own. So yeah, I think it's very special.
Trinity has been like one of the best experiences and the best schools that I could have gone to. I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
The class of 2021.
I'm a part of the class of 2021.
Class of 2021.
Class of 2021.
Class of 2021.
Class of 21.
Class of 2021.
Thank you, parents and families of the class of 2021, for your support.
It is our distinct honor to recognize the successful completion of your course of study and your admittance to the body of enlightened scholars. I say honor because indeed it is the entire Trinity community that takes pride in your achievements. Would the members of the college's Board of Trustees, former trustees, faculty, and staff please stand? All of you have played a role in the success of this day, this year, and the success of this great class. Thank you for your dedication to Trinity and to our Trinity students. I know it means a great deal to you to be here and see the graduating students begin the next chapter of their Bantam journeys. Thank you. Now, please welcome Chair of the Board of Trustees, Cornelia Thornburg.
What a great day. On behalf of the trustees of the college, the president, and all Trinity alumni throughout the world, I wish to graduate the class of 2021. And now, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to announce the Trustee Awards for Faculty, Student, and Staff Excellence. You can read more about this year's winners in the digital program. In this unusual year, so many members of our campus community stepped up to make our academic year a success. The Trustee Excellence Award Committee reviewed several nominations and decided there were multiple deserving individuals in each award category. The award for Faculty Excellence may be presented annually to faculty members whose achievements in scholarship, teaching, and one or more other spheres of professional, civic, or personal endeavor exemplify Trinity College's highest standards of excellence and brings distinction to the institution. The award for Staff Excellence may be presented annually to a member of the exempt or non-exempt administrative staff whose professional, civic, and/or personal achievements exemplify Trinity College's high standards of excellence and bring distinction to the institution. The award for Student Excellence may be presented annually to full-time seniors who have compiled outstanding academic records and whose achievements in one or more areas of activity, such as athletics, campus or community service, or leadership, exemplify the highest standards of excellence to which Trinity College expects all of its students to aspire. For his integrity, thoughtfulness, productive scholarly career, devotion to teaching and to his students, and for his remarkable record of service to the college, we honor Professor of Mathematics, David Morrow. For his prolific scholarship, for his generous mentorship and collaboration with other Trinity faculty, for his substantial contributions to the college, and for his impeccable record of service, we honor Professor of Engineering, Tae Kang Ning. For his technical expertise and creative solutions which ensure Trinity's smooth transition to remote teaching and learning during the pandemic, for his nearly 20 years of computer support of countless campus events and classes, and for the patient, attentive, and thoughtful demeanor he consistently displays, we honor John DeLugos, Learning Space Manager and Media Technology Specialist. Thank you. For his instrumental role in the college's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and for his staunch support of our strategic plan, Summit, through the implementation of a campus-wide sustainability plan, and for his leadership and demonstrated genuine care for the campus community, we honor Tom Fusiello, Assistant Vice President for Construction, Facilities, and Operations. For her leadership as the senior woman administrator in athletics and membership of younger coaches, for her tireless dedication to strengthening the athletics programs and active service within the broader campus community, for her nearly 30-year career at Trinity, and for her dedication to working daily to move Trinity toward a brighter future, we honor Kristen Noon, Master's recipient, Class 2007, Associate Athletic Director for Compliance and Student Athlete Welfare, SWA. Oh, they're coming from all directions. For her in-depth knowledge of Trinity, for her generosity of spirit and attentiveness to the needs of her colleagues and Trinity students, and for her more than 30 years of gracious and enthusiastic service to the college, we honor Georgine Gigi St. Peter, Administrative Assistant, History Department. Unfortunately, Gigi could not be with us today. Thank you for that applause. And from the class of 2021, for her courage, engagement on campus, in Hartford, across the state and country, and ethical leadership in the communities of which she is a part, for her commitment to academic excellence, maintaining a nearly perfect GPA across her triple majors of English, Educational Studies, and Human Rights Studies, and for her devotion to helping other students succeed, we honor Jamie Dawn Bianca. For her active engagement to bridge diverse communities on campus and in the broader community, for dedicating her time to serve as a leader and role model for future Trinity students, and for her academic prowess in biology and classical antiquity, we honor Vanessa Ross. for his resilience and exceptional enthusiasm about the liberal arts college experience, and his unwavering commitment to fostering knowledge and leadership in building connections among groups of scholars across the globe, and for his dedication to academic excellence in neuroscience, earning him the distinction of becoming a new U.S.A. member. We honor Jeffrey P. Sagun. And last, but certainly not least, for her exceptional record of service to the campus community, for her remarkable poise as a global representative of the Trinity community, and for her scholarly pursuits in political science and human rights studies, we honor Anna Stimbalik. Congratulations, David, Tai King, John, Tom, Kristen, and Gigi. And a very special congratulations to our 2021 Trustee Award for Student Excellence recipients, Jamie, Vanessa, Jeffrey, and Anna. Thank you. Thank you. And now, please welcome Acting Dean of the Faculty and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Innovation, and Professor of Political Science, Sonia Cardenas.
Good morning. It is my privilege to present several teaching and research awards to outstanding Trinity faculty. The Thomas Church Brownell Prize was established in 1986 through a gift from Paul Breiger, class of 1961. It is named for Trinity's founding president and awarded annually to a senior member of the faculty who has a record of outstanding teaching. This year, we recognize two recipients, Stephanie Chambers, Professor of Political Science, and Eric Vogt, Gwendolyn Miles Smith, Professor of Philosophy. Stephanie Chambers, a faculty member whose passion for teaching and mentoring is always evident to her students, who see her cheering at their athletic events and performances, who this year in particular demonstrated that liberal arts teaching extends beyond the boundaries of the classroom. Stephanie, you are a popular and committed teacher and mentor whose students remember you fondly long after they leave Trinity. Eric Vogt, a professor who possesses a unique combination of intelligence, good humor, and kindness. A challenging teacher who pushes students out of their comfort zones, but always makes them feel safe, and who has served as the dissertation advisor to alumni, shaping their lives beyond their Trinity careers. Eric, you are a beloved professor who has had a profound impact on students' intellectual journeys. For the 2020 academic year, we recognize Cheryl Greenberg, Paul Rather Distinguished Professor of History. Cheryl treats her students as intellectuals with autonomy over their learning, making them believe in their ability to excel. Cheryl, you help students understand that the history they are learning in the classroom is just the beginning of their own story, and that they can shape the world for the better. The Dean Arthur Hughes Award for Achievement in Teaching was established by former president and trustee of the college, Keith Funston, class of 1932, in honor of Arthur Hughes and his 36-year career at Trinity as a professor of German and an administrator. The Hughes Award recognizes faculty who are in the relatively early stages of their careers with fewer than 10 years of service to the college. One of this year's recipients is Benjamin Carbonetti, visiting lecturer in political science and human rights since 2012. Whose enthusiasm in the classroom is contagious, a dedicated mentor to advisees and posse students, and an engaged citizen. Ben, your outstanding teaching has motivated your students and earned their admiration. We are also honored to recognize Amber Pitt, Assistant Professor of Environmental Science and Biology. An engaging teacher and scholar who always displays curiosity, empathy, and joy. Amber, your outstanding teaching and your passion, both in the classroom and out in the field, are unique and have benefited our students immensely. For the 2020 academic year, we recognize Michael Grubb, Assistant Professor of Psychology, a teacher who is described as thoughtful and genuine, with a good heart, a big brain, and an infectiously positive spirit, whether in his research lab or collaborating with students. Michael, your dedication and rigor have earned you the recognition of your students, who praise your unfailing ability to inspire, guide, and support them. As one of many means of supporting faculty in their professional aspirations and reinforcing Trinity's commitment to the scholarly enterprise, the college in 1984 established the Charles Dana Research Professorship, which is held for 2 years. At the time of their selection, all Dana research professors have compiled an exceptional scholarly record and are at a critical juncture in a research project. I am pleased to announce that Darío Orraque, Professor of History and International Studies, has been selected as the next Dana Research Professor, and that Kifa Hanna, Associate Professor of Language and Culture Studies, and Laura Holt, Associate Professor of Psychology, will be the next Dana Research Associate Professors. I now ask Professors Orake, Hanna, and Holt to come forward. Professor Orake is a world-renowned expert on Central America, especially Honduras, where he served as the director of the Honduras Institute of Anthropology and History from 2006 to 2009. In addition to being a prolific scholar, he is a regular expert witness in high-profile trials and a consultant for international organizations. At Trinity since 1990, he is also the director of our Center for Caribbean Studies. Professor Hanna's research focuses on 20th and 21st century Arabic literature, especially the writings of Arab women and questions of gender and sexuality. She was the recipient of the Hughes Award for Achievement in Teaching in 2014, and she currently holds a Burkhardt Residential Fellowship from the American Council of Learned Societies at Columbia University. Professor Hanna has been at Trinity since 2009. Professor Holt is a Trinity alumna who joined the psychology department in 2008. She has more than 24 publications, many of them with student co-authors, and she is the principal investigator for a major grant from the National Institutes for Health, National Institute on Drug Abuse. She also won the Hughes Award for Achievement in Teaching in 2011. Round of applause. I'd now like to ask Secretary of the Faculty, Mark Stater, to please come forward.
Thank you and good morning. At Trinity's first commencement in 1827, following a long-standing medieval tradition, each graduating student was to touch a Bible before being handed his diploma. Unfortunately, things did not go according to plan. In the middle of the ceremony, Bishop Brunel, Trinity's founder and first president, suddenly realized that no one had remembered to bring a Bible. Our ingenious founder immediately substituted the small leather-bound notebook that contained in his own hand the script of the commencement exercises. This precious book has been touched by members of each graduating class on commencement day since Trinity's first commencement in 1827. On behalf of the faculty, I now present it to you, our president, that you may once again place it in the hands of those that are about to be graduated.
I accept this book, held in the faculty's loyal custody, and I gratefully thank all members of the faculty for educating these men and women devotedly in the tradition of Trinity College. Another commencement tradition is the selection of a committee of students, faculty, and administrators of the graduating class to deliver an address on behalf of their peers. please welcome this year's commencement speaker, student speaker, Giovanni Armani Jones. Oh, we've got to keep clapping for him. Come on up, Gio. Take your time. So lovely to have you here. Congratulations.
Wow, you guys look good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Trinity College Commencement Ceremony. I'm so happy to be your commencement speaker today. President Burger Sweeney, trustees, family, friends, and fellow graduates, I am honored to be our class's commencement speaker. First, I'd like to thank administration and faculty of Trinity College for their hard work and dedication on our behalf. We weren't sure we'd make it to this important day, but we are here. A round of applause for that. Before I begin, she doesn't know I'm gonna do this. I want to thank my beautiful mother who has made tremendous sacrifices to get me here. Without her, I wouldn't be the man I am today. She's right back there. Everybody give her a round of applause, y'all. Now to the Trinity College class of 2021. We have made it to being born right down the street at Hartford Hospital, actually, and being the first member of my family to graduate from college. I don't take one bit of this moment for granted. I am a Hartford local. I'm from a city with a rich history, but with an unfair perception. Hartford has always been home for me. It has given me so many authentic relationships and life lessons that I will hold near forever. No, Hartford is not a scary place. It's a beautiful, international, interconnected city that bears many fruits. Fruit that will later supply many generations to come. From our city officials, to our educators, to our creative community and small business owners, we all inhabit a community that we have built together. I remember when news got out that 3 Hartford students from Global Communications Academy got a full ride to Trinity College. I remember it like it was yesterday. Tiana, Kiera, and I got on the city bus after school, and everyone on there, and I mean everyone, wished us a very well wishes and were so proud of us. You would have thought we were all related on that bus that day. Even the staff at the Keynote restaurant, right across the street from our school that we went to every day, were so excited for us. What was so important to me was that every little kid in our school and around Hartford shared this moment with us. We were now known as the kids that got into college. In these very moments, we realized the impact that we were making on our city. We also realized the power of our community. Our community is so strong and authentic no matter what people may say. Who would have thought 3 students from a Hartford public school would end up at a prestigious institution in their hometown? Who would have thought one of them would become the first Black man from Hartford to be Trinity College's SGA president? I say this all to say, whenever I was down, whenever I wanted to give up, I looked back on that day. It's important to reflect throughout your journey as it reminds us of where we started and where we are headed. As we sit here waiting for our names to be called, I want you all to be reminded of how you got here. I was hoping you could bear with me for this quick mental exercise. Close your eyes, and close them, don't take any peeks, and take a deep breath. Now go back to the day you first stepped foot on this campus as a member of the class of 2021. As you walked around with your loved ones, taking in the beauty of our campus and the future you began to see for yourself. Did you get filled with excitement? Did you start to imagine yourself being an athlete or a student leader? Or maybe even a barista? Did you imagine the various spaces around campus and all the fun that you are about to get ready to have? You might have been eager to finish unpacking your room and getting your parents to leave that day too. Now go through a montage of your time here at Trinity. Remember the lows and remember the highs. Something that remains true to all of our experiences where we were ready to start. We may not have known the end goal, but we were ready just to start our educational careers, ready to build upon the people before us, even when there was no foundation. Ready to start being agents of change, ready to start challenging ourselves in a holistic way. Whether you majored in the social sciences, STEM, or the arts, we all spent sleepless nights stressing over exams and preparing the foundations of our futures. The foundations that will later bear fruit and lead us to become community leaders, health professionals, educators, artists, and influencers. Now open your eyes and look where you are today. We are at the 2021 Trinity College commencement ceremony about to cross this stage. We are here today as representations of strength and resilience. We've not only made it through college, but we also made it through a pandemic. COVID-19 has taken a lot away from us, but has also given us new perspectives and lessons. One lesson being, remain in the moment. Often, we as individuals try to plan 10 years in advance, and within that, we sometimes look over what's happening now. Let's shift our thinking from worry to gratitude. Let's be grateful for still being healthy and alive. As you continue your journey, nourish and protect your highs. Be in the moment. No matter how hard it gets, don't let that inner voice stop you from finishing what you started. I want to take this time to give a round of applause to the heroes that have been working endlessly to keep us safe and healthy. From the Chartwells workers, the ABM team, our first responders, and every community leader working to bring this pandemic to an end, we thank you. I also want to give a special thanks to some people that have been integral to my success here. Jennifer Bazile, Takai Howard, Chaplain Trevor, Dr. Davis, Nakia Bryant, Dean Selders, Dean Goodman, Carol DeBess, President Berger Sweeney, VP Joe, the Boulay Archons, Hartford Promise, all of Chartwells, the whole communications team, Joe Catrino and the sociology department. I just really thank y'all. I really do. You all saw a light in me and brightened it with your guidance. Now, as we come to an end of our journey here at Trinity, think about where you want to start next. Continue to be invested in the moment and make every second count. Be the change you want to see, reach for the stars, class of 2021, and be all you can be. Thank you.
And that is why here at Trinity, we feel like a land of opportunity. One more hand for Gio. The most distinguished honor an academic and institution may bestow upon an individual is an honorary degree. Each year, we honor a small number of people, some of them Trinity alumni, who have made enduring contributions to society and to the world through their personal and professional endeavors. In numerous and diverse ways, these individuals exemplify the mission of Trinity College and reflect our values as an educational institution. This year, we will honor the 2020 honorary degree recipients, followed by the 2021 honorary degree recipients. Our first two honorary degree recipients will join us in person this afternoon. They have both made a lasting impact on our campus community in Hartford and in the state of Connecticut without ever leaving Trinity's campus. Last year, you both celebrated the 50th anniversary of Cinestudio right back there in the corner of our campus. They co-founded this classic movie palace that has been on Trinity College's campus since they were undergraduates in 1970. You remained on campus to manage Cinestudio, first as volunteers and then as theater co-executive directors, transforming it into one of Hartford's longest-running cultural institutions. James, although he retired as co-director last year, continues to serve on the Cinestudio Board of Directors and to train the theater's next projectionist. And Peter is still working as executive director today. In recognition of their long-standing contributions to the arts of Trinity College and the Hartford community, and for their dedication to passing along the love of seeing movies in a theater to new generations, I have the honor of bestowing to James Handley and Peter McMorris the degree of Bachelor of Arts honoris causa. Our next 2020 honorand joins us in person this morning. Your life, it seems, has resolved and revolved around investments. In your career, in your community, and in your college alma mater. You have served as chair and managing partner of Landmark Partners, an institutional alternative investment management firm that specializes in private equity, real estate, and infrastructure secondary market acquisitions. You also have held state and local government positions. Your devotion to Trinity has been steadfast, including your service on the Board of Trustees. In recognition of your investment in and dedication to your career, your community, and your college, I have the honor of presenting you, Francisco L. Borges, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Congratulations.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Our next honorand served as last year's baccalaureate speaker and was presented with his hood and diploma at that time. His very demanding schedule does not allow him to join our celebration today. While many may recognize him as the passionate pastor who preached the moving sermon at the 2018 wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, his dedication and service during his lifetime bring him to his current leadership position as the Episcopal Church and this honor at Trinity College. In 2015, he was named the 27th presiding bishop and primate of the Episcopal Church, the first African American to hold this position. With his role, he serves as chief pastor, president and CEO, and chair of the Executive Council of the Episcopal Church. In recognition of his distinguished career in the Episcopal Church and his devotion in righting the wrongs of the world, I have the honor of presenting the Most Reverend Michael Bruce Curry for the degree of Doctor of Divinity, honoris causa. Our next honorand from 2020 cannot be with us in person today. She was one of the first women to graduate from Trinity College in 1970. Her career at the college spans 50 years, beginning in 1971 as assistant professor of dance and director of the dance program. She was slated to deliver the commencement address for the class of 2020, and I guess many of us know what happened to commencement in 2020. However, the pandemic did force us to cancel the in-person ceremony last year. I hope you know that we will celebrate in person with that class next summer. But Judy DeWarren, our honorand, is able to join us with a special message for the graduating class.
When I walked across the commencement platform 51 years ago, as the first of 4 women to graduate from Trinity, it was during a year of political upheaval and social change. We find ourselves at both a common and a very singular moment. I never imagined at that time that I would be here today, albeit virtually, to receive an honorary degree during a hopefully waning pandemic. I am so very grateful. My year at Trinity made a huge difference and forged a direction that I followed from then onward for 40 years plus at the college and then since. My words to you are, listen to what is around you, learn from it, seize the moment, persist, and make a positive difference, whatever way, large or small, to help make this world a better and kinder place. It needs you. It needs this energy. I wish you well in making your difference. Congratulations.
In recognition of your vital role in and tireless dedication to the college's dance program, as well as your commitment to giving voice and inspiring social action, I have the honor of presenting to you Judy DeWarren for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Our next honorand will join us this afternoon. She made history as one of 4 women to receive an undergraduate degree from the college after graduating from Trinity College with a BA in psychology while holding her infant son in her arms. She went on to lobby the Connecticut General Assembly for more than 4 decades on behalf of organizations that advocate for civil rights. In 1981, she established Betty Gallo and Company to represent small nonprofits who could not afford a full-time lobbyist. Upon her retirement in 2018, her firm, renamed Gallo and Robinson, represented 43 clients, all nonprofit and civil rights organizations. In recognition of the accomplishments in her field, I have the honor of presenting Betty Gallo for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. our last two honorands, are unable to join us today. They made history as two of the four women to receive an undergraduate degree from the college. Today, they are being honored for their important role in Trinity's move to coeducation. Judy Odlum Pomeroy's individual path featured work at Aetna and the lifetime's worth of volunteerism. Hers is a family with deep Trinity ties, with her husband, 2 daughters, 4 siblings, and 3 in-laws among her Bantam connections. Roberta Russell, whom we wish to honor for her historic contributions as a member of the class of 1970 and accomplishments as a licensed clinical social worker, sadly passed away earlier this year. It is for this reason we honor her posthumously. In recognition of their accomplishments, I have the honor of presenting Judy Pomeroy for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, and posthumously Roberta Russell for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. And now for our honorands for 2021. Our first 2021 honorand joins us in person this morning. Your distinguished career spans university teaching and leadership positions at foundations, nonprofits, and educational institutions. The Davis United World College Scholars Program, of which you are executive director and co-founder, is the world's largest privately funded international scholarship program. And you also created the Projects for Peace initiative, which you continue to run, enabling college students to design and implement projects anywhere around the globe, empowering them to help to shape a better, more peaceful world. In recognition of your vision and profound influence, as well as your achievements as one of the country's preeminent leaders in international education, I have the honor of presenting you, Philip Geyer, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Our second honorand for 2021 was unable to join us in person today. She serves as the Nature Conservancy's chief scientist and at Texas Tech University as Paul Horn Distinguished Professor and the Political Science Endowed Professor in Public Policy and Public Law. An accomplished atmospheric scientist, her research currently focuses on developing and applying high-resolution climate projections to understand what climate change means for people and the natural environment. She is well known for inspiring diverse audiences to take individual steps towards minimizing their carbon footprint, as well as joining collective action to address climate change. In recognition of her extraordinary accomplishments and leadership in addressing one of our most daunting global challenges, climate change, I have the honor of presenting Catherine Hayhoe for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Our next honorary degree recipient joins us in person this morning. As Associate Provost and Ford International Professor of History at MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, you hold a pivotal role as one of the world's top institutions of higher education. You are a historian who specializes in the Middle East political and social history and a true proponent of interdisciplinary collaboration. It is so interesting to talk with this feedback, so please forgive me if I stumble every once in a while. At Trinity, your dedicated leadership includes 2 decades of service on the Board of Trustees and 12 of those as Vice Chair of the Board. Today, your ongoing service to your alma mater includes helping lead the planning of Trinity's bicentennial celebration in 2023. In recognition of your distinguished career and your unending contributions to academia, particularly your steadfast loyalty and service to Trinity College, I have the honor of presenting you, Philip S. Corey, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Awesome. Oh, thank you. This year's commencement address will be delivered by Jeffrey A. Flax. As President and Chief Executive Officer of Hartford Healthcare, you lead and inspire some 33,000 healthcare professionals. You oversee a $4.3 billion enterprise that includes 7 acute care hospitals and a network of interconnected healthcare providers, services, and facilities that together care for more than 1.7 million patients and customers. During the past 15 months, you have provided a steady hand in navigating the unprecedented challenges of a global pandemic. In recognition of your distinguished career and enormous contributions to the field of healthcare, I have the honor of presenting you, Jeffrey A. Flax, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations. I think I come down and you come up. Probably don't need that if you just want to kick it to the side.
President Berger Sweeney, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, proud parents and family members, and of course, and not the least, the class of 2021. It is my great privilege to share this moment with you and to receive an honorary degree from one of the world's most renowned liberal arts institutions. I accept this degree not just for myself, but I also, on behalf of the people of Hartford Healthcare, I'm very fortunate to work shoulder to shoulder with passionate, dedicated individuals who save lives and perform miracles every day. I see some of the very same dedication and passion in the faces of the graduating class today, along with some of the nostalgia and the uncertainty. Today we gather for a ceremony at Trinity College that has been being celebrated here for nearly 200 years. Despite this time-honored tradition, today's commencement is unlike any before. For many of this is the first large event that we've gathered together in over a year. We have masks, we're socially distanced, and of course we have the Purell. And yet, we are here gathered once again in the heart of this beautiful campus, near the Long Walk and in view of this magnificent chapel. This place is so rich with history, and these rituals link us to the past. Another class of graduates takes the traditional steps across the Luther Roosevelt Stone, receives its degrees, and then takes the big step onto the world stage. Every generation takes this next big step in the face of unique and critical challenges of the time. Nearly a century ago, my grandfather graduated from the City College of New York. He was a Turkish immigrant and one of 7 children living in a single room on New York's Lower East Side at the earlier part of the 20th century. In the depths of the Great Depression, he worked first as a peddler and then in the garment industry to help support his family. He went to City College at night. It took him 10 years to finish. His generation was up against the greatest economic downturn in modern history and then a world war. We often call them the greatest generation, but they were not born great. This greatness came in their response to a particular moment in history. This is your moment. Throughout your years at Trinity, you've achieved in the classroom, the studio, the laboratory, and on our athletic fields. You've benefited from your professors, and you've been supported by the college dedicated staff. You've performed brilliantly, but your most demanding non-credit class has been Pandemic 101. Again, you did amazingly well. You kept each other safe. You found new ways to stay close and stay connected. You consoled those troubled by sadness and uncertainty. You did what you had to do to protect the nest. While the pandemic goes on in so much of the world and here in the United States, vaccination rates are up, the disease is down, we can imagine the end. We all want nothing more than to return to normal, but we can't. The pandemic has taught us that we can't go back to the way things were, nor should we want to. You are too good, too smart, too wise to go back to normal. You will make a future that is better than normal. This is your moment. Let me give you an example from the old normal, from my world in healthcare. As the virus tore through our state and our nation, it was clear that communities of color were getting hit the hardest. We were learning an old lesson about intolerable racial disparities in health status and healthcare access. In response, we created new and extensive mobile teams to provide convenient testing and vaccines to our most vulnerable communities. That outreach isn't going away with the end of the pandemic. For us, it's the new normal that, along with other programs and investments, it's part of the commitment to stand against racism, inequality, and injustice. There are so many ways that the old normal fell short. Climate change threatens life on our planet. This is economic uncertainty, and our political life seems far too polarized. We need a world that is better than normal. This is your moment. You have the intellect and the energy to meet it. I want to offer you 4 practices that have helped me tremendously, and I hope they help you as you begin your next chapter. They are to dream big, to innovate, to lead, and to serve. Start creating the new normal by envisioning it. And when you do, dream big. Whatever your path in life, make it broad, open, and aspirational. Don't limit yourselves. Don't second guess yourselves. Go all in. Not everything you dream will come true, but everything worth doing starts with a dream. My grandfather had the courage, as an immigrant raised in poverty, to dream for a college education and an American middle-class life. He worked hard and he achieved his goal. But without the dream, no amount of work would have helped him. He allowed himself to be ambitious. Today, ambition has become often an unflattering word, but I urge you today to take a more wholesome view. I think of ambition as the relentless drive to better ourselves, our communities, and our planet. It's okay to be ambitious. Dream up a new normal and then have the determination to make it real. This is your moment to dream big. Next, innovate. There can be no new normal without new ideas. You have the capacity to push yourselves and your imaginations to the limit. This kind of innovation is essential to our future. Today, we're at the beginning of the end of the pandemic because of vaccines that harness new technology. It would have seemed impossible to believe just in 9 months that we could have created a vaccine with this level of success and impact. This, in many ways, is the equivalent of landing an astronaut on the moon. Think about it. This is human ingenuity. Innovation is your sweet spot because you've been educated here at Trinity College. Your school is unique amongst liberal arts schools. Its campus is the city and the world. As Trinity students, you've crossed boundaries and made connections between different disciplines. You've not just learned, but you've created and you have invented. This is your moment to dream big and innovate. And next, lead wisely. You've been leaders here and you'll be leaders after you leave. This place has been graduating movers and shakers for nearly 200 years, and you are no exception. Bantams are, in fact, leaders. The idea of leadership is often misunderstood. I had a different concept of it today than I did when I was your age. I thought leaders were solitary individuals pulling the levers and pushing the buttons to make it all happen. I now understand that leadership is never a solo act. Arrogance poisons leadership. Humility strengthens it. You have to work together to inspire and empower teams to accomplish great things. But you know this because you've been practicing this kind of leadership throughout this pandemic. Planning and prediction went out the window as you had to adapt to the ever-changing rules, the conditions, and the hurdles to stay on track. You wiped down, you masked up, and you zoomed in. You did it together, and that's the key. I've come to see leadership, it's the art of thinking collaboratively and creatively about change, stepping up to the responsibility for making it happen, and then getting others to buy in. Great leaders listen to all voices, especially those too often ignored or silenced. As leaders, be accountable to your teams and responsible to the people you serve. In whatever leadership role you find yourself, give more than you take. Create more leaders in order to tap into the power of your organizations and your businesses. And remember that you cannot control all life's variables. You will sometimes fail despite your best efforts. The road to a new normal will be littered with letdowns, misfires, and disappointments. Learn from the unexpected and be resilient. Bounce back stronger and smarter. This is your moment to dream big, to innovate, and lead. Finally, in everything you do, serve others. Today we celebrate you, but the scope of your dreams, the power of your ideas, and the influence of your leadership, it's not just you alone. If you aspire to create a new normal that is fairer, more equitable, more sustainable than the old one, you must see yourselves as people in service to your families, your neighborhoods, your communities, your faith groups, your towns, your cities, your countries, and the world. I've been fortunate to have a career which I've been able to impact my community in so many ways and make a difference. Whatever your journey, you will have opportunities to serve. Take those opportunities. Be generous. We will never have too much kindness or compassion. This is your moment to dream big, to innovate, and to serve. Today, I speak to you from my heart, drawing from my life and professional experience. I don't pretend that I've given you every tool that you need. There are no simple solutions to complex problems. The world has a to-do list that is long and urgent. You inherit both the successes and the shortcomings of our previous generations. Yes, the world is troubled, but troubles can be healed. Yes, there are threats, but there is so much more promise. Yes, the tasks ahead may be hard, but when has that stopped you? Know that I believe in you. Know that everyone here today, celebrating today, believes in you, and we are counting on you. I began the saying the pandemic is coming to an end. There is, as they say, a light at the end of this long tunnel. That light is you, the class of 2021. This is your moment to shine. This is your moment. Seize it. Thank you for this tremendous honor. You earned this. You did it. Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for those inspiring words. And now to the graduates of 2021. Congratulations to all of today's graduates and to your families and loved ones. We are here today to celebrate you and to celebrate all of our triumphs during this past year that helped us reach this place and this time together. You all know me well enough to expect that I might talk about a book that I've read recently. Just a few weeks ago, I was reading Transcendent Kingdom, a novel by U.S.A, and I thought of the class of 2021, of what we've all been through and how we've persevered. It might take a minute to explain to you, but please bear with me. The novel tells the story of Gifty, a native of Ghana whose family moved to Alabama. Gifty is a PhD candidate in neuroscience at Stanford. See how I might relate to that piece? Her brother, Nana, a gifted high school athlete, found himself addicted to OxyContin after suffering an ankle injury and initially taking medication to manage the pain. Gifty looked to science for the answers to addiction and to mental illness. Toward the end of the book, Gifty notes, "It took me many years to realize that it's hard to live in this world. I don't mean the mechanics of living, because for most of us, our hearts beat, our lungs will take in oxygen without us doing anything at all to tell them to. But to be alive in the world every day as we are given more and more and more to deal with. As the nature of what we can handle changes and our methods of how we handle that change too, that is something of a miracle. As all of us in the Trinity community move our way through the twists and turns of COVID-19, trying desperately to find some semblance of the life that we had before, we learned just how much we can handle. And as with Gifty, we learned how to adapt. We dug down deep and adjusted continually. And together, even though separated by 6 feet and cloaked with face masks, we made it through this tunnel of darkness to the light of a new day. This is the miracle of what we have done this past year. That feeling of being together, that unification, we knew that we were going through difficult times, but that we were going through the challenges together. We developed new habits. We spent more time at home and with our immediate families, working and schooling from home, eating at home. We spent more time alone. My own Thanksgiving with my husband and 2 kids was not the big production that it usually is. It was just the 4 of us sitting together, minus the stress of entertaining. In many ways, despite everything going on around us, the stress was reduced and the quality of time more precious. I was also extremely grateful for where I was during the pandemic, which was on one of the most beautiful college campuses in the country. While at first it was hard to get my head around the initial lockdown, continuing restrictions, little by little, just as Gifty explains, what we could handle changed, and we started to adjust. My husband Ors and I and our dog Minty grew accustomed to our 45-minute daily walks around campus. We found the time for these strolls to recognize the importance of nature, the sheer awe and inspiration that beautifully placed flowers can provide when everything else seems a bit dismal. Yet while we did find glimpses of hope to keep us going, we missed hearing students' laughter and even some of the shenanigans. After all, a little craziness is a part of college life, right? That's where, little by little, we were here on campus and we missed you, your laughter, your hearts, and even some of your noise. I've heard it said that some of what binds us, some of the stickiness here at Trinity College, is of course the shared experiences of how we engage our minds, how you engage your minds with your professors. But it's also about how people connect to each other, how you interact, how you live and breathe and experience the world together. I hope that this time has helped us understand more of our common connections versus what divides us. And it's not just that people came together in the past year. I found that people were also more forgiving of one another. We all recognized that everybody was doing their best. Nobody has a roadmap, and there's no playbook telling us how to get through this. This year, often and more often than my previous 6 years, people said thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for reopening. Thank you for trying to bring us all back together. That common humanity that we share is why it is particularly fitting that Jeff Flax, President and CEO of Hartford Healthcare, is here with us today as our commencement speaker and honorary degree recipient. I see our organizations, Trinity College and Hartford Healthcare, as innovators, as nonprofits who care deeply about humanity. We're both caring for the mind and body, albeit in different ways. We both make our home here in the heart of Hartford, and we both came into being in the same era. Trinity, as you know, was founded in 1823, and Hartford Hospital, the seed that grew into one of the 7 acute care hospitals in the Hartford healthcare family, was founded in 1854 out of a humanitarian concern for Hartford residents who did not have a general hospital at the time. In challenging times, we need people to serve as reminders of our humanity. For me, a few of today's graduates stood out as leaders, as beacons of light at Trinity. Geo Jones, who served as SGA president and on the President's Commission for Trinity's Future. Vanessa Ross, who sat on the task force for campus climate. Pearl Rourke and Jamie Bianca, who I call my venture women. You 4 are among a greater class of hundreds who have prevailed in your educational endeavors at Trinity and have shown a true entrepreneurial spirit and resilience. I thank you all of you graduates, for your extraordinary efforts throughout this trying time. I also thank all of the faculty and staff for all they did to continue our mission despite the innumerable challenges sparked by COVID. And so, graduates, as you all are bound together by the unusual circumstances of this year, the COVID testing center in Ferris, grab-and-go meals from Mather, masked athletic practices, Zoom trivia nights, and the rainbow of alert level colors, I leave you a few questions to consider. What effect did these shared experiences have on the bonds you will have with one another? During this time of COVID, how did your relationships with others in the Trinity community change? What shared bonds will draw you back 10, 20, even 50 years from now to reminisce with your classmates about these extraordinary times? Before you walk away from the main quad today, I hope you'll think of how you successfully adapted, how you learned what you could handle, and how you witnessed that you could handle and what you could handle evolved from each challenging day to the next. This is the miracle of what we have done this past year. I hope you'll now know that you are in my hearts, like a handprint on my heart, each and every one of you graduates in this great class of 2021. Congratulations. And now for the moment that you have been waiting for, the conferral of the degrees.
And now we'll begin the awarding of degrees.
Madam President, I present these students who, pending completion of all requirements for the degree of Master of Arts, and upon certification by the faculty and by the trustees of Trinity College, will be officially admitted to the earned degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the trustees of the college, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I hereby grant you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all of the rights, honors, privileges, powers, and responsibilities of this distinction.
The candidates for degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science will please be seated. May I remind the candidates for bachelor's degrees that they cross the platform, they should touch the hollow book resting on the class of 1936 podium. Remember that so doing is in no way a trifle or an unearned gift, but rather a cherished honor bestowed upon you by generations of alumni who have passed this way before you over the course of 195 years of Trinity history. The treasure book is both venerable and fragile. Simply touch it and proceed forward.
Go ahead.
Alexander G. Acero. Donovan Affleck. Mohammed Ahmed. John S. Albanese. Marisa Lee Albanese. Edwin Ulrich. Afran Ali. Matthew Allen, Sawyer Ames, Devin Arnard, Esther Apia, Aiden M. Arnold, Michael N. Babanikas, Sereni Baez, Laiba Barava, Gianna Barbadillo, Diego Barcena, Sam Houston Barlow, Jack Barrett, Sarah Grace Barrett, Anna Catherine Berry, Charles Barcella, Cameron Beef, Colleen Bollier, Jojo Beckman, Lillian Rose Belletti, Elena Catriona Bonavitz, Kayla Gabrielle Betts, Jamie Dawn Bianca, Chris A. Bielichik, Jillian Elizabeth Burke, Bella Blumenshine, Kirkland Boyd, Stephanie Y. Bravo Lopez, Emily Braden, Juliana Mary Brewer, Marcy Elizabeth Bridge, Caroline Mary Brink, Marquise Brinkley, Timothy Brisson, Brianna Brown, Isabella Bruno, Jared Buckman, Emma Alexandra Buckley, Tanuja Amina Budraj, Hamitu Bui, Divya Buchandani, Taylor Alexis Burns, Catherine Teresa Camuso, Vincent Capone Jr., Emma Elizabeth Casey, Caroline Erin Castano, Anna Cataludo Holmes, Karina Cave Hawkins, Joseph Celio, Stephanie Serra Ocampo, Felicia Ringsi Chen, Corey Chen, Gabriela Nicole Christensen, Rebecca Chu, Amelia Sarah Churchill, Nicholas Bruno Chiachacheli, Andrew Gorman Clark, Hamilton Kwako, Matthew Conover, Bailey Cook, Josephine Zuma Curtis, David Cookko, Tessa Elaine Sear. Elizabeth Ann Daly. Deonta T. Dancy. Nathan Dancy. Anika Margot Davis. Joaquin de la Ria. Yebrisa Dibibi. Caitlin Elizabeth DiCapua. William Denker. Nicolas D. Nicola. Isai Diaz. Vivian Wen To Doan. Lindsay Page Dowdy. Logan Clayton Wright Drescher. Kiera Dunn. Joseph D. Early III. Armani S. Edgar. Christian T. Emmons. Tessa Anderson. William Estony. Daniel P. Feldman. Vanessa Rose Ferrara. Kyle Nathaniel Fields. Caroline Caldwell Fisher. Giovanni Flores. Julia Marie Flower. Kira Gail Alisa Flynn. Lindsay Fulton. Dakota Christian Foster. Rachel Fox. Xavier E. Francis. Andrew Lawrence Franchini. Sila Bell French. Kayla Bell French. Andrew Benjamin Gardner. Thomas Joseph Garashi. Deviance Gower. Madison Lane Gilbertson. Carly Marie Guillen. Tate Shaw Given. Trevor John Glass. Annabelle Gomez Cantoras III. Malaya Goring. Clara Grigoston. Maximilian Taylor Jonathan Guifrey. Lucia Heinlein. Cameron Casey Pearl Hardy. Kieran Anika Harkins. Catherine Rose Haynes. Amon Healy. Brian Hudson. Shelby Ann Imhoff. Devin P. Iorio. Evander J. Jackson. Philip Yegi Wong. Kevin James Jr. Blake Jamikowski. Delilah Johnson. Jasmine Nicole Johnson. Giovanni Armani Jones. Guy Percy Jenkins.
Alexander Campanaz. James Kaner. Caitlin Yvonne Keefe. Adriana Kelly. Samia De Ario Coder. Bettina King Smith. Kevin Klotz. Amy Key. Rachel Kyriakides. Amanda Lafferty. Davina Lama. Eve Larkin. Celia Lawton. Aidan William Lee. Julia Lee. Lauren Sunmi Lee. Sierra Elizabeth Lee. Ricardo Lamy. Giles Thomas Waldman Lemon. Elisa Danielle Levin. Miles David Little. Kyle Long. Weirong Liu. Evelyn Grace Luciani. Quinn Trung Luong. David Paul Maratolo. Selena Jasmine Marte Caceres. Fiziwell Mom. Samantha McAward. Felicia McDevitt. Molly A. McDonald. Julia Marie McGurn. Samantha Quinn McStalker. Isabella Luis Mendoza. Glenn Mengesha. Aria June Milden. Jack Henry Austin Miller.
We missed 2 students earlier. Read those names for us now. They're standing over there waiting.
Okay. Robert Peter Cronin III. Bailey Grace Cunningham. Jack Henry Austin Miller. Raul Mitra. Winrose Molell. Caroline Birch Munn. Joel Mwagomole. Olivia Nicole Louise Nelson. Jang Louis Nkuze. Ariana Lee O'Brien. Cal G. O'Connell. Michaela O'Friel. Morinkeji Oladini. Charlie Olson. Justin J. Olson. Sydney Elizabeth Olstein. Olivia Payne-Shaw. Naomi N. Patel. Preet Patel. Radojica Pavlovich. Martha Ann Pepys. Martha Paraguay. Lucemi Perez. Kaylee Petrillo. Mitchell Paff. Erica Fiansunthon. Crystal Filson. Brenda Leticia Piedras Iturbide. Claire Madison Pitzer. Emily Teresa Platitur. Justin M. Persley. Brianna Pearl Randall. Hanjatiana Nuria Randriana Riosoa. Aditi Rangre. Ali Marie Riefler. Daniel Reynaud. Courtney Elizabeth Robb. Julie Roach. Gabrielle Rogers. Nicholas Friend Roll. Sarah Patricia Romanelli. Grace Ronchetti. Vanessa Ross. Grayson Kylie Roundtree. Pearl Rourke. Alexander Rougereau. Marco Rupp. Sophia Rutt. Jeffrey Sagan. Ziad Saker. Ben Salfeld. Chloe May Yu Salisbury. Phineas Santello. Cassidy Claire Schiff. Lilia Schmidt. Taylor Sheldon. Hadeli Rawat Schuster. Megan Smith. Anna Stambolik. Logan Stark. Tiana Dorothy Starks. Emma Sternberg. Sarah Ann Strip. Erin Elizabeth Sullivan. Skylar Logan Zott. Eleanor Tate. Christine Taylor. Isabel Teal. Peter Thomas Teal. Shayna D. Thomas. Eleanor Ruth Todd Long. Mercy Togba. Kevin Torres. Devon Treadway. Stephen Neil Tyler. Leah Urban Spillane. Dana Vadala. Chiles Vallines Maldonado. Matthew Roberto Vasquez. Erkin Verbeek. Zachary Verdi. Hannah Nicole Vescovi. Rafael Villa. Alexandra Wallstrom. Catherine Walsh. Tianqi Wang. Cole Wells. Connor Alexander Wild. Kyrie William Smith. Sam Whitmer. Sue Jiang. Yinji Zhu. Jessica Ann Yang. Kevin Yao. Jungyao Wang. Muhammad Abdullah Zeb. Hannah Zukowski.
Caroline Mall, India Rivera, Clarissa Sol.
Caroline Mall. Indira Rivera. Clarissa Sauter.
Okay. All right. For our last bit, here to welcome you on behalf of the Trinity Alumni Association is Eric Estes, class of 1991.
Thank you. Good morning. I just have to share how amazing you all look out there for us up here. To Giovanni's meaningful point about gratitude, I am so grateful to be able to be here with all of you in community, in person, to be able to celebrate these amazing students. I have the honor of serving as president of the Trinity College Alumni Association. I also have the great honor of congratulating the class of 2021 on behalf of thousands of alumni from across the world who are out there today cheering you on and celebrating your incredible accomplishments. I want to offer a couple of thoughts, a thank you, a wish, and a hope in the short time that I have with you. First, I want to thank and congratulate you, your families, your friends, and your loved ones. And I want to invite the graduates to thank their families, friends, and loved ones as well. We know the last part of your Trinity experience has not been what any of us would have expected for you, but that doesn't change how hard you've worked, your outstanding accomplishments inside and outside the classroom, your many contributions to the Trinity and Hartford communities. I also want to recognize your faculty, your administrators, your staff, coaches, administrative support staff, and the facilities, custodial, and dining workers, and many, many more who supported you during your time at Trinity. In moments like this, it's important to remember who helped you along the way. No one does it alone. Each of you needed support or help at some point. We stand on the shoulders of others, and success is always a we story, not solely an I story. Second, I wish for you much joy and success as you leave Trinity. Each of you has experienced a sense of loss or disappointment or hurt in some way during the pandemic. It's been a tough time, so I want to encourage you to take care of yourself and others. How we treat ourselves and each other coming out of the pandemic will be as important as how we did so during the pandemic. Those of us who are fortunate enough to work in higher education have been so impressed with you and the choices you've made this past year. Trinity would not have been successful without your leadership and your care for community. So on behalf of the Alumni Association and the alumni community, thank you. A true measure of one's integrity and strength of values is how one navigates difficult times. And if the recent past is any indication, you're doing great and you'll be just fine. You've proven your ability to work through unprecedented challenges, to show empathy for others, and to engage in self-care. These lived experiences will serve you well as you go on to make the communities you join after Trinity better and stronger. Finally, you're joining an alumni community that is well connected and engaged in supporting Trinity and the current student experience. If you haven't done so already, make sure to join the Bantam Career Network, which provides opportunities and mentorship for young alums and current students. Many of you have benefited from this alumni network as students. Now my hope for you as you join the alumni community is for you to remain connected and engaged. There are a lot of opportunities out there for you to benefit from, but also opportunities to support current students. You can volunteer for admissions, alumni relations. It's never been more important to give back as it is right now. One of Trinity's greatest strengths is its tremendous alumni network, and we welcome you with open arms. So again, thank those who helped you, experience joy and care for yourself and others, and stay connected and involved because Trinity needs you. Stay safe, healthy, and with a toss of your cap, we welcome you to the alumni community. So you can toss your cap if you're so inclined. Excellent. Fantastic. Congratulations. Now please join the Trinity Pipes in singing our alma mater, 'Neath the Elms, and afterwards Chaplain Buford will deliver the benediction.
dear old alma mater Trinity. We're together today and tomorrow away, far away from our old Trinity.
My goal was to find a really fancy word to close out this occasion, and all I could come up with was the word wow. Wow, you made it. Wow, you survived one of the most tumultuous times in our history. Wow, you got through every class and evening shenanigan. Wow. And so there's only one thing left to do, which is offer the words of benediction. And a benediction is simply a prayer, but more so a blessing over you that those around you give you as you leave this place, never again to assemble like this. But it's not just my job as the chaplain to deliver the blessing, it's all of us who have something in our hearts that we desire for the graduates. What is your blessing for them? Take a moment. If they're close to you, whisper your prayer for them, your blessing for them. And if you feel so inclined, you may extend your hands over them and offer these words of blessing. May your steps be ordered. May your dreams become a reality. May you always learn the lessons that help you to engage, connect, and transform. May the joys outnumber your sorrows, and may you be granted a peace that surpasses all understanding that will guard your hearts and your minds. Simply stated, we all bless you. And the people know to say, Amen. We ask that you stand now for the recessional as we celebrate together.
Thank you.